I'm going to show you how to build and use fully the wind turbine in Rimworld. This is one of the early game ways of making power. So we're going to go into Architect on the bottom left and then go to Power. And then somewhere in this big list I've got, this is pretty late game I'm doing this in, there we go, Wind Turbine. It costs 100 steel and 2 components. And this is basically going to make power out of the wind. So I'm going to put my wind turbine here. Now, my colonists are going to come and build this wind turbine for me, I hope. And as you can see, there is a certain amount of, there's a certain kind of block behind it and a certain space in front of it. This is the area that we need to be clear for the wind turbine to work efficiently. So let's speed up the game and wait for these lazy colonists to come and build my wind turbine. And you're going to see here that the colonists are going to bring, of course, the materials to the wind turbine. And then once they do, either one of your robots, depending if you have the DLC or not, or one of your colonists will then, who is assigned to construction, will actually then come and build the wind turbine. Another thing we are going to have to do is actually, once it's built, link it up to the power grid. And we can use here power conduits, hidden conduits, or waterproof conduits. The waterproof ones can go underwater. The normal ones, don't go underwater. So if I click on the power conduit, you can see these blue lines appear, and this is your electricity grid. And we're going to actually need to put our wind turbine, as you can see, once it's built, it now has its own blue cables, and we're simply going to click next to it and drag all the way up here, and that is going to build the electricity up to our main line. So as long as it is in your grid, then it will actually, it will make power. Now you can see at the moment that the wind turbine isn't making any power at all. Now, remember I said that there's this box behind and in front of it? Well, we need to make sure that we actually clear the trees that are blocking it in that zone. So if you go to orders and cut plants, or chop wood even, we're going to want to make sure that we can chop the trees in front and behind of your wind turbine here. And now you can see it's blocked by 86% rather than 100. So the more trees that it blocks, as you can see, as they cut down each one, can you see it's getting faster and faster? The more trees they cut down, the quicker it can actually work. Now, these plants here do not matter at all. It is only trees that will actually block your wind turbine. And now, as you can see, it is running absolutely fine, as there is no trees blocking the turbine in front or behind it. And that is pretty much how you use the wind turbine to generate power in Rimworld.